Master Director's Cut. Level Up, Magazine Records, Vision Music, IAM America. Cover image. Point of Law, Freddie A. Williams in regalia, red head wrap with feathers, beaded accessories, hand to chin in contemplation. The publisher's editorial statement, the law of the lens. The sovereignty of the frame. Point of Law. Publisher's editorial statement. Freddie A. Williams. Founder, publisher, and creative director. Level Up, Magazine Records, Vision Music. This is the cover because before the first frame rolls, before the shutter clicks, before the beat drops, there must be authority. The head wrap is red because we do not come to the table quietly. The feathers are not costume. They are lineage. The hand to the chin is not a pose, it is the posture of a man weighing the law of his own vision against an industry that too often forgets woe built the table. The beads carry memory. The vest carries weight, the gaze carries judgment, not of the viewer, but of the standard. We do not ask for permission to tell our stories, we declare the right. Point of Law means this: the creative is legal tender. The voice is intellectual property. The culture is not up for debate. We operate under our own jurisdiction here. Level Up. Magazine is not a publication, it is a courthouse of culture, and this editorial is the gavel. When you press play, understand that what follows is not content. It is evidence, evidence that the main character was always in the room, evidence that the real thing cannot be manufactured, evidence that one director, one lens, one eye trained on the truth, can turn a test shoot into a testimony. This is the law of the frame. Be real or be dismissed. Now roll the picture. The director's
Level Up Magazine Records, Vision Music Records, IAM America. The Master Director's Cut. The Director's Chair. A creative statement by Level Up Magazine. Publisher Freddie A. Williams, Mr. Tracks, publisher and creative director.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I don't see models. I find the next main character. When they come to me, raw, unpolished, real, I don't see someone who needs fixing. I see someone the camera hasn't met yet, or someone the city doesn't know yet. My seat isn't a studio. Sit more in a home-based multimedia universe in my own mind. And the reality is the tools that I use, like my iPhone for this project. Fourth time that I step into a project and doing a whole issue like this. It's a boot camp. I'm not a coach. I'm like the drill sergeant who knows, you can fly before you do. Like the pastor or the second, the sergeant, the lieutenant, whatever you might want to call it. Whatever you need me to be to get that ultimate experience out of you. That's what I am. I use my iPhone. I use some cinema. I use whatever is in my hand to become the tool that doesn't make the vision. The eyes does. And my eyes. It's been trained on the real, the organic, the person who walks in thinking they just here for a test shoot or test shots and walk out knowing they're the main lead. But here's what they don't see coming. I'm not just behind the lens, I'm behind the board. The director comes to me to build their portfolios. Artists come to me to find their vision voice or their visual image or voice. Producers come because they know I pull something out of them, that the talent, the talent that they didn't even know they had there, Level Up Magazine, Vision Music, and Level Up Magazine Records. It's that new approach, levelupmagazine.com. This is not logos on the wall. They are a platform for the urban community to become the next face of cinema, the next voice of the generation, the next fashion trend that didn't come from a runway. It came from a real person in a real room with real light. And now I'm mastering the music side of too. Songwriting, soundtrack, architectural, album builder, EP, project, full projects, landscapes, I create them. I Am America. It isn't just an album or a soundtrack that I put together for I Am America idea TV show. It's a dedication. It's a soundtrack for someone who mastered the business and the art and built a platform that the people just all wanted and wanted to steal. And it's my product. And I keep it simple. I keep it real. I sit in the director's chair not to be seen, but to see you, to know you, to interact with the professional you and the dreamer and the originality person who about to become unforgettable. I'm funny, yeah, I'm outgoing, but I'm like the awakening. That's the energy I bring, the aura I bring. But when that beat drops, when that shuttle clicks, when that light falls exactly where it needs to, and when it makes contact, when I say quiet on the set, when I say 5, 4, 3, 2, and point, action. The walking, the awakening. 9 frames, 9 characters. Let me break it down. 1 lead. A frame-by-frame director analysis on why I chose these. I do not cast for one role. I cast for every role the frame isn't written yet. That the frame hasn't written yet. And Anna walked in. She did come in as a model. She came in as a human being with 1,000 doors inside of her that haven't been opened. My job isn't to hand her the key. My job is to kick the door down and let the light expose what already is there. These 9 frames aren't a portfolio. They are a proof, a concept that the person in front of my lens isn't just ready for the camera, they ready for the story. Each shot is a different movie. Each title is a different character, and each single one, the assignment was the same. Don't perform, be present. Because the moment you try to act is the moment the camera catch you lying. The moment you relax into who you actually are, that's when the frame becomes a scene. This act 2, this photo 2, call it the view, the black and white, the character, the witness, the survivor, the one who saw it all and still choose to breathe, I select this frame because it isn't about looking at the camera. It is about looking through the city. The eyes are closed. The portfolio is sharpened. The profile is sharpened. And the sky behind her, the skyline behind her feels like memory. This isn't like the opening shot of the film. The character who has the history before the audience even arrived. The black and white stripes away the distractions of the colors and focus on the feel of the weight. She's not posing, she's remembering. That's the difference between a model and a main character. The model gives you face. The main character gives you the backstory. Why disprove range? She doesn't need dialogue to tell you she's alive. That's leading lady material. The act scene 2, this photo, the seats, the character, the boss in the room before the meeting starts, the woman who owns the chair, not the other way around. Look at the posture. Look at the spine. The spine is straight, but not grid. The hands is collapsed, but not nervous. It's settled. The legs are wide, grounded. She's not waiting for permission to take up space. The frame says, "I belong here." I haven't even said a word yet. I told her to sit like she was waiting for someone was late to her movie set. She didn't perform confident. She became assessing it. She is, arised it, bloomed it. Why this proves range. Comedy, drama, thrill. Energy genre needs the person who commands the room without raising their voice. Act 2, the thinker, the character, this photo, the strategist, the 1-3 moves ahead of someone else. One leg across, chin resting on a hand, glazing drifts just off camera. This isn't, vacant starring. This is calculation. I wanted to catch the moment between thoughts, the what if moment. The realness here is the stillness. She isn't doing anything, and yet the frame is full of tension. That's the magic, when the talent stops trying to be interesting and just is. Why this range work? This is best friends who knows your secret. The detective who cracked the case. The lover decides whether to stay on goal, 1 frame, or 3 genres. Now this image right here, still act 2, the trunk, the character, the traveler, the runway, the runaway. The woman who, with a past packed in leather and braids, and blade, The trunk is old. The lock, it has a lock and it has history. I told her to lean on it and held everything she felt behind and something she running towards. Her hand places is casual, but the glaze is searching. There's a narrative here. She just didn't arrive. She escaped something to get here, The realness came when she stopped worrying about what angle or what hip, and started listening to the story of the prompt. Why this prove range? Periods, pieces, rolled frames, neon, she can wear a century of her shoulders to make it look, effortless. This is why it works. Now this portrait right here, still act 2, the portrait, the character, the muse, the subject, the woman who knows she's being watched and let you know. The direct eye contact is a weapon when it's earned. Here, she's not breaking the fourth wall. She's building it. The hands and the chin, the slight tilt to the head, the intensity, the intimacy without verbiage. She's let you know, but in her terms, in her terms, I shot this when she stopped trying to give me that look and just start looking back. That's exactly exchange of camera asking who you are, and she answered, "Who do you need me to be?" That's the talent that we need from that expression, or becoming whatever to be to get that shot and that angle and working at cinema. This is like can be a romantic lead project or a face or pose, or it must be or buy a ticket type of face. That's what it gives. Now this photo right here, act 2, the strands. The character, the ground, the foundation, the person who doesn't flinch when the world shifts. This is Arrival. I didn't direct this pose. I directed the feeling. I just heard the true and still the same. This is it. That's that look.